Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning. Today I want to invite all my candidate in discuss about sexual harassment in workplace. Why and how? That is the main point and main title in this discussion. Okay. Before that, I want to introduce. I would like to introduce myself and my all candidates. Okay. First of all, my name is Ahmad Fudhail bin Ahmad Kenedi. I'm a police inspector, police officer in this discussion, and I also a moderator in this discussion. And the second candidate, that is Muhammad Syabil bin Muhammad Shaharizan. He also a victim in this discussion, and he also need to share their experience. And the last candidate is Aiman Nazmi bin Juayar. He also a professional counselor in handle a sexual harassment case. Okay, let let me see the general perception about a sexual harassment. First of all, sexual harassment, I can say that it need to be take a serious in a daily life. Basically, sexual harassment, I can say that is it can make the individual feel threatened and hunted by their like a trauma by their surrounding environment. And however, sexual harassment also can divide in a two category. The first is sexual coercion, and the second is sexual annoyance. Based on the BH online research, and they get the 1,218 case of sexual harassment that record between 2013 until 2017. And in this amount of the case, 1,218 case, 1,272 suspect, that is stand for 1,215, that is a man, and 57, that is a woman. And this is clearly show to the all civilian in Malaysia, sexual harassment is dominated by a man. However, the comprehensive and detailed understanding about a sexual harassment in a general context, it can be explained and more explanation and deep by three panelists in this discussion. One of the three panelists is me. Okay. The forum discussion is following by the question and answer. The question is why the sexual harassment occur and how the act is said the sexual harassment. It also synonym with the title is sexual harassment in workplace, invited comma, why and how. Let me take a first part in this discussion. Okay. Based on my experience and my knowledge about in handle this case, I'm Ahmad Fudhail bin Ahmad Kenedi. I'm a police officer, inspector. The second, introduce myself. Okay, I want to share about my experience about sexual harassment. Sexual harassment can be to anyone without bias to your gender or your age limit. Okay, sexual harassment also can become problem when the victim is not aware their self it be a target by a suspect. And in a generally, victim also know lah, their self be a target by the suspect. And the ability of victim to detect their self be a suspect, be a target from a suspect, it can help it can help there to make a one of the step in go out their self in this situation. And I also want to share what is the I want to share and prepare the perception. What is the act? It can be a sexual harassment. The first, sexual harassment also can come in a physical, oral, signals and visual. Let me see in a physical. In a physical, suspect acted to approach the victim in a close distance and make the victim feel uncomfortable. And for example, that is hold the victim or hold the part of victim body, pinching and leaking and so on. And the second is the oral. What is the oral? What is the oral? I means the suspect is include the obscene element in his speech. For example, make a sound that stimulate lust, and ask the question to the victim, such as experience in having a sex. Okay, and the third is a signal. Sexual harassment can come in a signal. Okay, the suspect express the desire to having a sex behavior. Okay, for example, beating their lips, look sharply to the victim, part of victim body, and so on. And the last is a visual. That is a common part in this case. The suspect send to the victim like a video or picture of a pornography video or picture, and to make the victim feel uncomfortable. And also he want to express they want to make a sexual lah. Okay. This material also can send using the WhatsApp, Telegram, Facebook, Twitter, and so on. And lastly, based on my experience and my knowledge in handle this case at court by by using this case lah. Okay, handle this case at court. Malaysian law also provide in a provide a three section for this for sexual harassment case. The first is Act 574 Penal Code. Okay, under section 354. Okay, attacking, that stand attacking or using a criminal force on a person with intent the violent honor. And the punishment for this act, maximum imprisonment is 10 years. Is too long. And fine or boot add-on. And the second is the act 57574 penal code, also penal code, under section 509, that stand words or gesture mean the disgrace one's honor. And the punishment also maximum imprisonment, uh 5 years or fine or boot add-ons. And the lastly is also the one of the practice at one of Malaysian law provide one of the practice at the all companies or workplace in Malaysia to practice this. That is a code of practice for the prevent and eradication of sexual harassment in workplace. So that is clear. We can see the sexual harassment. What is the act? It can be a sexual harassment, and the Malaysian legal system for provide the law part for sexual harassment. So we want to see the more clearly based on the suspect, based on the victim experience in be a sexual harassment. So I want to invite Muhammad Syabil as one of the victim in this case.
Okay, thank you. My name is Muhammad Syahir bin Shaharizan. I am one of the victim of sexual harassment. I want to tell you about my experience and feelings of being harassed was that I was held and touched. Then I was also offered a salary increase. Then my employer all issue sweet words and there the sexual harassment against me began. My feelings at that time, I felt scared, anxious, and uncomfortable. That made me traumatized to go to workplace. I was scared because I was not comfortable with my action is uh, first tell the harasser firmly that his behavior is unwelcome and that you want it to stop. I said no before when you say if you don't stop, I'm going to have to tell Mr. XXX. Mr. XXX can be any person or authority who can help to stop the harassment. Yeah, I do have a sense of humor, but what you're saying isn't a joke. It's sexual harassment. If you don't stop, I will need to speak to Mr. XXX. Second, record the details of the incidents. The details such as when, where, and how the incidents happened can help to establish a case against your harasser. If the same person is also harassing any of your colleagues, ask them to keep records too. Talk to someone. What kind talk to someone I do? If the harassment continues, talk to someone who can help and provide emotional support for you. Talking can help you deal. with feeling of fear, anxiety, and worthlessness, which victims often experience. Fourth, get medical help. What kind of get medical help? Okay. The effects of the sexual harassment incidents can be devastating mentally. You can get counseling or therapy from a psychiatrist to work on your mental state. The mental health assessment report can be used as one of the proof of the effect of sexual harassment on you. Uh, Lastly, I would like to say to Malaysians, do not afraid to move forward. We need to prevent this from happening. The victims out there need to have the courage to act quickly to prevent this from getting worse. I think that's all. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for Syabil, Syabil Syahir, for your sharing for your experience and your suggestion for all civilian in Malaysia to prevent the sexual harassment. So, without wasting any time, I want to invite Muhammad Aiman Nazmi to share their experience and their step in handle the sexual harassment uh, by a victim and recover the victim mental health. Okay.
Hi everyone, my name is Aiman bin Juayar. I hold a counselor position from the Malaysian Board of Counselor. First of all, what I can conclude the evidence is the sexual harassment is associated with the sexual behavior of man employee and it's usually based on the power of the position held by the man. There is no previous definition that can describe this behavior, but sexual harassment include the following aspect. Sexual behavior, unwanted behavior that can threaten the victim employment and create a hostile work environment. The factor prevailing sexual harassment. Power is also seen a cause of sexual harassment. According to organization theory, sexual harassment is caused by organization and non-personal factor. The organization structure in a company often place men a more authoritative position than women. This causes them to get sexual gratification from their subordinate. Since more of the hierarchy in the organization is more owned by men, this makes this sexual harassment more prone to occur because this group use the power they have. They use their power by treated not to be given bitter indicative if they not treat or accept of the treatment they receive. Other way to prevent sexual harassment. The way the way how to prevent sexual harassment is a sexual harassment policy. As a counselor, I advise employees to be aware and understand what sexual harassment in the workplace is all about because usually the company in particular should provide an in-company policy on anti-sexual harassment. They should also be given explain of sexual harassment that can occur so that they understand the nature of the policy. The policy should also be able to explain that the action will not be accepted at the company and will not related against someone who has made a complaint about harassment. I think that's all for me. Back to moderator.
Okay, thank you Aiman. That is very clear by Aiman. Explain their experience and step how to handle the victim in recovery, their mental health and so on. Okay. Uh, Lastly, I want to make a conclusion before end this video. Okay, all that people must have their instinct in aware with their surrounding to avoid their self be a sexual harassment victim. That is important for all people must need to have this part. And all that people must know sexual harassment is not a joke in a daily life. Okay? And lastly, the sexual harassment in workplace, why and how, that is the main title for this discussion. Also answered all the question that in the mind of the workers or civilian in Malaysian. So without wasting any time, I want to say thank you for all my candidates because have the effort in make this video and this discussion and help to all that civilian in Malaysian in prevent and be aware with the sexual harassment. And without wasting any time, and thank you and assalamualaikum. Bye.